All right, good afternoon, guys. Thanks for coming. Recap of Saturday's game. MVPs for the game: Emmanuel McNeil-Warren on defense. I thought had an outstanding game. Awesome performance for him, stepping in a role with Maxon being out and playing in some tough moments there, getting downhill, making some great tackles. Obviously, got his hands on an interception and potentially could have had another one. Mac West Player of the Week on defense for him. It's great honor and a well-deserved one. Offensively, I thought a couple guys had really high-level games. Derwan Newton had 3 touchdowns. Penny Boone over 200 yards rushing. But Tucker Gleason was our MVP on offense from the coach's standpoint of things, stepping in a really tough moment and providing a spark and helping our team, led our team to 35 points in the second half of that game Saturday. So really great individual performance by him. Luke Pollock in special teams, stepping in for Mike when, being out of the kicker position and having to do double duty with the place kicking and kicking off. I thought was a really good performance by him. And a lot of guys did a good job in the coverage units as well. So kind of putting that one to bed, obviously some adversity there throughout the course of that game and happy with how we battled through that. And but continuing to work on getting some of the things cleaned up on videotape that we put out there. So we can continue to take this next step from week to week. So great opponent coming in here this weekend, obviously. Big weekend here at the Glass Bowl, homecoming. Lots of former Rockets will be coming back. Would just love to see that Glass Bowl packed for Saturday, have our alumni back. And I know that'll be a big following. We'd love the city of Toledo to be out and support our team and to show out and really get a great representation of what this thing can be. And obviously, I think the weather gods have been on our side here for the entire month of September, and I think that'll continue from what it looks like Saturday. So it should be a great game and a great day. And like I said, a good opponent coming in here, one that we know very well, and one that I think is very well coached and a very proud program, and one that's quite honestly been a thorn in our backside in years past. So good team, got to be at our best to perform at the level that we want to perform at, and we got to have a great week of practice leading up to that.
Do you give any sort of history lesson on what the Northern games kind of meant to Toledo? Obviously, everyone knows Bowling Green's the real rivalry, but this has been a huge game for 15 years.
Yeah, I just think that each year we have so many familiar faces in the building that you just continue on like everybody knows the lessons that maybe you learned as a coach or maybe a veteran player has learned. I think that it's different in the sense that last year's freshman class, they know this as a bowl win and a MAC championship, and they don't know maybe some of the tough times and the adversities that some of these veteran players have gone through here. And Northern's been the reason why some of those adversities have shown up through the course of the season. So we know how they feel about us, and we understand that this is a massive game. It has been for years past throughout the league schedule, and this game is ultimately determined the league champion in many of the years. So it'll be a dogfight for sure.
You had a healthy, effective offensive line this season. How much does that just spearhead and open up everything with the offense?
Yeah, I think the consistency at any position makes things easier. It allows you to not make self-inflicted mistakes and when you can do that, when you play a pressure team like we just played in Western, it makes things a lot easier. They're on the same page. They're either all wrong or they're all right. And I think that those guys have been really good in their communication. I think they've been really good in understanding how the defenses are trying to attack the gaps that they're responsible for, and understanding the leverage points where we're trying to run the football, where we're trying to get to. And I think that's been a bright spot for us, and we're going to need it to continue going down the stretch here.
How DQ? Is there an update on his status?
I don't have any really updates on any of our injured guys here until tomorrow after we practice. But I think he's in the same boat as a lot of guys here, just waiting to see how things progress through the course of the week and see who we have out there for Saturday. You look at that football game on Saturday that we just played. You're without Q, you're without Max and Hook, you're without Terrence Taylor, Daquan Finn, Jacquez Stewart, Devin Maddox. Adam Beal's not dressed. Micah Kelly's not dressed. There's like a lot of guys that have played a lot of football here for us in key moments that aren't out there, and I'm probably missing a couple. So probably what I'm most proud about of that game is those guys aren't there, and our team played at a really high level in the second half. And guys, when they saw their moment, they stepped up, and that makes you feel good as a coach.
You're obviously very focused on this team and the win for the team, but for you personally, you're coming up on what could be a very milestone win with Northern Illinois and homecoming and the extra festivities that go along with it, what would it mean to you to tie that kind of second all-time win record with the man who currently sits there in the building?
Yeah. I don't even know what you're referring to be honest with you. So I guess I am totally focused on what Northern Illinois is doing and what that is. To me, it's not about me, and it never has been, and it never will be. And it's about these guys getting to their full potential. That's why we do what we do. If I wanted to be all attention about me, I'd be a dancer, an actor, or something cool like that I probably would stink at. So, but these guys have earned the right to be really, really good, and they have to continue to do that. And it's our job to make sure we continue to teach them along the lines and continue to buy into the process of what good days look like. And we've been talking about this since the beginning of January, and you only are guaranteed 12 opportunities to do this, and they all count as one. Whether you're playing Texas Southern or you're playing Illinois or you're playing Northern Illinois, they all count as one, whether you win or you lose. And you want to be on the other side of them. You want to be on the side that wins. So we got to do the really good things this week to allow us to have the opportunity to do that, go play with really good discipline to detail, which at times I thought slipped on Saturday. And then after that, we'll talk about all those things that you're probably mentioning.
To have another home game to start the season with, other than Illinois, those 4 in a row home games, what does that mean to fans being able to have nice weather and come out and just the support?
No, I think it's awesome. I think that it's a unique schedule in the sense that I believe this is last Saturday home game, right? Like we're done with home games on Saturdays from here on out. So to have in the beginning of the year when you have nice weather, where you can you think you're going to have nice weather, and we actually have. I just think it's awesome, and I think it's a great opportunity for fans to come out here, and the festivities around the stadium have been much improved and things like that. I think it's turned into more of an event than it is just a football game, and I think that stuff's really cool because I don't have to worry about any of that. I got to worry about the team and coaching the game. But if the fan experience can continue to be enhanced on what they're able to see when they come to the Glassball on a Saturday afternoon, I think that sparks interest and it sparks more opportunities for things like that to happen, which I think is a good thing for not only the University of Toledo, but for our city. And I've said this before, like we have so many good things in the city to offer. We have so many good things in the city to showcase. You go downtown right now, it's totally different than it's ever been. And it's better than it's ever been. So, whether it's a Saturday, whether it's a midweek game, my expectation is the Glassball is packed and it's full, and we provide a great game day experience for our players. We provide an intimidating game day experience for the opposing team, and everybody leaves with a great taste in their mouth because if it's a good Rockets win, and it's a great experience.
Can you speak on what Northern's biggest strength is that you guys have to address?
Repeat the question one more time.
What Northern's biggest strength is that you guys have to address?
Yeah, I think they're very good on the defensive front. I think they've got 4 really good, talented defensive linemen, and a couple that have rotated in there are very good as well. I think it all sets the table from there. That allows them to play coverage, and you don't have to overextend and try to blitz a lot and fill gaps. It's not necessary just because I think those guys are so talented. They will press you, they will come after you, they will. But this is a good base defense. They can play really good, sound defense without having to do a lot of stuff, and that's a sign of usually a pretty well coached team. Offensively, there's playmakers on the perimeter. They've always been able to run the ball effectively. They're aggressive in their approach in the run game, and that's historically been the thing with Northern. If you're going to beat Northern Illinois now or ever, and the history of their program, or probably forever, as long as time goes on, you have to stop the run. So, I think it all starts there, and that's where our preparation will start for.
You guys have a little bit of trouble stopping the run Saturday. That's going to be, I'm sure, addressed, right?
Yeah, I mean, anytime that you put things on tape that you don't like, there's about 8 hours of meetings yesterday on trying to get things fixed.